Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I promised you that I'd be back today with another episode. Believe this is episode 5 of Bagged and Boarded with your boy Pauly. So glad you decided to come back again. Now, today is Wednesday. If you are in the USA, don't know why I had to be that clear, but anyway, so today I'm going to be talking about some of my newest pickups on New Comic Day and just some of the other stuff that I've been grabbing, including a few things that I was able to pick up in Las Vegas that I didn't quite get to in my last video that I did yesterday. So, as you can see, one of the big things that I got today at the comic book store, just because I've been very interested in getting it, was Volume 1 of Scott Pilgrim's Precious Little Life. Now, I've been a huge fan of the movie ever since it came out. Little did I know, this is sort of the same situation I was in when I first read Watchmen, which is probably my favorite series of comics from DC. That I didn't know it was based on a comic book when I first saw the movie. So I've been very interested in reading it. I just read Volume 1. It is very good, and I gotta tell you, the movie did a great job of taking inspiration from the book and stayed very loyal to the source material. And honestly, if you were a fan of the movie, you'll be a big fan of the book. The art style is great, and I highly recommend this. It was very good. It was very funny. I believe there are 6 total volumes available, and they're all out, obviously. And a fun little fact about the Scott Pilgrim, I guess manga is what you'd call them. It's kind of the way they're set up, is that they actually filmed the movie before they were finished creating all of the volumes of this story. So they kind of cut the story short, but it ended up working well for the movie, and the way the movie was made, I thought they did a pretty good job. So moving on to some of the more random things that I've gotten lately are a few variant covers for old Civil War comics, and the first one is of Kingpin. Now, the reason why I decided to go with this one is by it is by Scotty Young, as you can see from his label down the bottom. Both of these are by Scotty Young, and I think that these are absolutely hilarious. This one's from Kingpin. I got this one for my sister because she's a big Wilson Fisk fan ever since we started watching the Daredevil Netflix show, and I just thought this one was too funny to pass up on, and it was very cool. And the other variant cover was for the Civil War II Choosing Size series, and again, it's by Scotty Young. It's very funny. I really like how they have dialogue on the front cover, and honestly, they perfectly summarize what's going on in a comedic way in the Marvel Universe, kind of pokes fun at it, and I just think they're very original and clever. Moving on, I also picked up on eBay of the Borderlands Comics and Games exclusive comic for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 2. Looks sort of like a fighting game. I thought that this was absolutely awesome, and I've been waiting to get this one. Apparently, my mother and my sister were trying to get this for me for Christmas last year, but they sold out of it. But now they have had more, and I was able to get it on eBay for a very good price, and I couldn't pass up on it, and it is just too freaking cool. As you can see, I love the pixel art, and it's just so original and so great. You guys know how obsessed I am about Power Rangers. And then the next 3, I'm just kind of fly through here. These were actually ones that I picked up today on New Comic Day, because every time you spend $25 or more for every $10, you get to pick up a free comic from the dollar bin. And these are 3 that I got from the dollar bin. The first one was a double-sized issue Daredevil Man Without Fear. Thought this one was pretty cool. I've been getting into Daredevil a lot more since I started watching the show. I just think his character is very cool, and hopefully I'll be able to get more into it. And the double-sized issue felt like I was getting quite a good bang for my buck there. And then I also got Gamora number 1. I'm not really sure, not really sure what's going to happen with this one. It was a number 1, and it's Gamora. Very interested in her character. Want to read more about her. See what's happening with her currently in the Marvel Comics universe. So, figured since it was free, I'd pick it up, snag it, start fresh at number 1. So why not? And then finally, can't really tell you much about this one. I just thought it was very interesting. The art obviously is hilarious. I believe it's Fred Hembeck. I hope I'm saying that right. But Fred Hembeck Destroys the Marvel Universe. I just think this is actually hilarious, and the art's funny, and be interested to seeing what this is all about. It was a number one, so pokes fun at the top left corner, showing who is appearing in the comic, and they're all obviously destroyed. So we'll see what Fred Hembeck has up his sleeve. Looks kind of like an old Dilbert comic from newspapers. I don't know if you guys still read the newspaper comics. And then last week, one of the biggest things to come out of New Comic Book Day last week was Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man #1 was released. A lot of hype from Marvel about this comic coming out. Spider-Man's getting a new story. I think they're kind of trying to capitalize on the new movie, Spider-Man Homecoming. And this was the only cover I got. This was the only one I really liked. Kind of paying old homage to the old Superman look, him tearing his shirt open. But from what I've seen, Spider-Man always used to wear his costume under his regular clothes, so I don't think that anybody can actually trademark the idea. So I have heard a lot of complaints about how it looks like Superman, but again, it's not something you can really trademark, some person wearing their costume under their regular clothes. I know that Kick-Ass Dave Lazuski did it. Obviously, Clark Kent did it, and now Spider-Man did it. So it's like a cliche comic book trope that you really can't trademark or own. So those are sort of my random pickups over the last couple of weeks. Just thought they were interesting, and I'd show them to you. And Scotty Young, I do have to say, he has made several different variant covers for many different Marvel comics. So if you ever get a chance, go on eBay, just look up Scotty Young, Skottie, and then Young. I believe that's how you spell it. Forgive me if I got it wrong, but just type in Scotty Young. It'll get you in the ballpark, and you'll be able to find some of the stuff he's done. Does a lot of things like that. So if you're into this like cartoony art style for covers, I highly recommend. So moving on to what I was able to pick up this Wednesday. It wasn't a too large of a week, but again, I felt like I still got a pretty good bang for my buck for what I was trying to get. And obviously the biggest thing to come out of this week, in my opinion, is Secret Empire #5. Number 5 of 10, the biggest Marvel event going on in the universe right now. Obviously, Captain America, Steve Rogers, has been manipulated by Hydra, believes he is the supreme leader of Hydra now, and is taking over the country, and the superheroes are now in jeopardy. So don't want to spoil anything. I really want you guys to go out and read this. It is now up to issue number 5, and there's still 5 more to go, so we'll see where this story goes. I highly recommend it. It's a very good story, very riveting, including pretty much the entire Marvel universe, and I highly recommend it. It's very fun, very riveting. And then the next comic that came out today was Poe Dameron #16. Anybody who is a fan of the new movie Star Wars The Force Awakens should read this comic series. It's up to number 16. I believe they have released at least 2 trade paperbacks for Poe Dameron, at least 2 volumes, if you want to catch up on it. It does fill in a lot of plot holes, definitely gives you a little bit of background on what's going on behind the scenes that the movie doesn't show you. And it's very good storytelling, and Marvel's done a very good job of bringing Star Wars into the comic book world, and I highly recommend it. And then one of my favorite things I was able to pick up today was the all-new Guardians of the Galaxy annual cover comic book, and this one has Yondu spotlighting the cover, and I gotta tell you, Yondu looks like a total badass here. If you don't know, Yondu is my favorite Guardian of the Galaxy. Again, I don't want to spoil anything about the second movie, but it was devastating to see what goes on in that film in regards to Yondu. And, I just love Yondu, and it's just a great cover, and I thought it was really cool, and I could not pass it up. Was not originally going to buy the annual, but I honestly felt like this was too cool to pass up. I mean, Yondu looks like a total freaking badass here. I love the mohawk, love whatever he's holding. Just very good artwork here, and I highly recommend. Have not read it yet, but I will soon. Does look very cool. And a comic that I have read was the Mighty Captain Marvel #6 was released today as well, alongside Secret Empire. And again, this is a very good story as well. And I would highly recommend, if you're reading Secret Empire right now, you should be reading the Mighty Captain Marvel right beside it. They're kind of going hand in hand with the storyline and whatnot and the timeline. And basically, one of them's telling you what's happening on Earth, and the Mighty Captain Marvel's telling you what's going on up in space and how our heroes are handling being beyond the planetary shield. And overall, it's a very good comic and very riveting. Again, great storytelling. I highly recommend. And I also picked up the variant cover that my comic book store got, which was the Mary Jane variant edition. Now, a lot of the... I'm not really sure what's going on with Marvel. They decided to drop a lot of different variant covers highlighting Mary Jane. I know the Punisher did it. The Champions did it. Gracious... but Daredevil, I believe, did it, but they all have Mary Jane as the character instead of the actual character. I don't know why. I'm not saying I have a problem with it. I love Mary Jane. She's a great character, and this is a very cool cover, obviously, because I bought it. And but yeah, I just think that it's a very interesting thing, Mary Jane. She's highlighting a lot of covers, so go check those out. And this is the one I got, was number 6 of Captain Marvel. And then finally, just a random comic book that I picked up while I was in Las Vegas, the Captain Marvel number 6 of the all-new Marvel Now. I thought this was really cool. I really love Captain Marvel when she's wearing her mask. Makes her look like a true badass. I really hope that when the movie comes out that Captain Marvel is in fact wearing the mask. For some reason, I feel like they're going to leave Brie Larson without it, though. I don't know. I mean, I would like to see her wear the mask at some point, but, you know, if she doesn't, it is what it is. You know, I'm sure Disney and Marvel will do the right thing and make Captain Marvel look as badass as she truly is, and this comic book kind of exemplifies Captain Marvel as a whole. And yeah, so kind of a shorter video this week. Didn't really pick up too much this Wednesday, which is a good thing for the wallet. Maybe not so good of a thing if you're reading. Probably able to get through everything today. And but yeah, overall, this was what it looks like. A very good week. Still a very good week, or a couple of weeks, I guess, because these were all captured over a 2-week span. And but yeah, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you picked up this Wednesday. Tell me what you're looking forward to, what you're reading. And if you like the new the Mary Jane covers, tell me which ones you like the best. And yeah, overall, let me know what your favorite Scotty Young cover is. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Hopefully, I'll be able to make another one prior to next Wednesday. I think I'm going to do maybe a how-to or a basic terms video, kind of introduce some people that are not exactly as familiar with comic books, some of the terms that I've been using, and if you may be confused. Or I might do another Marvel's Biggest Events. Not sure yet, but you'll see that hopefully before next Wednesday. I'm sure I'll get another one done. But overall, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you, guys.